kung nagtataka kayo kung bakit biglang nawalan tayo ng 128 toneladang ginto sa ating national reserves, ito po sigurong eksplanasyon. Bumuo po ng isang special investigation team ang Hong Kong Anti-Money Laundering Office para imbestigahan ang di umano ay money laundering activities ng mga Marcos. Opo, ang pamilya ng Junior na ayaw hair follicle test dahil maraming nagdududa na siya ay bangag. Ang sangayon po sa Hong Kong Anti-Money Laundering, ito po ay may kinalaman doon sa mahigit $100 billion na money laundering activities involving no less than 350 tons of gold deposit. Mantakin nyo yan. At itong mga aktibidades na ito ay nangyari between, yung mga panahon na talunan ang Marcos Jr. Pero I'm sure pinakikinabangan hanggang ngayon dahil nga hindi natin naintindihan kung ano nangyari dun sa 128 billion na biglang nawala sa central bank reserves. Now, nagkaroon pala ng isang Taiwanese na whistleblower at ito po ay headline sa Taiwan. Mantakin nyo yan. Bida na naman ang Marcos family dahil headline po sa Taiwan nung nasimulan ang money laundering investigation laban kay Marcos Jr. Ngayon, maiiwasan ba niyang investigasyon dahil siya ay isang pinuno ng bayan? Hindi po, kasi maski sa Pilipinas, meron siyang immunity sa prosecution pero hindi po yan immunity sa investigasyon. Kaya nga po nananawagan ako na kung ang mga dayuhan gaya ng Hong Kong at Taiwan ay nag-iimbesta sa money laundering, bakit hindi sa Pilipinas? Kinakailangan.
Okay. Totoo naman talaga na mayroong ganitong nangyari. Pattern na ito ng Marcos family to get back yung mga nakaw na yaman nila. No, lalong-lalong na ngayon na presidente si Marcos Jr. Ngayon tignan natin yung sinasabi ni Attorney Harry Roque sa other source.
Family reported for money laundering in Hong Kong. Taiwanese businessman Mr. Pern submitted evidence to the Anti-Money Laundering Department of the Hong.
So as you can see, nakikita natin ang date po niyan ay 2009. Hindi po fake news yan. 2009 at nakita nyo naman yung pirma ni Imelda Marcos. Nandyan po sa baba. So sige, continue natin.
Hong Kong Monetary Authority in Hong Kong on the 14th of this month, reporting that the Marcos family of the Philippines was engaged in money laundering activities in Hong Kong in the name of bulk gold transactions.
Oh, kita nyo? Napakaklaro. May document tayo na andyan. Even the pirma, hindi po peke yan. Kitang-kitang lehitimo yung pirma dyan. May mga names dyan, may mga code. HSBC. Alam nyo yung HSBC? Laging correlated yan kay Marcos kasi dyan kasi itinago yung mga tinagong yaman. So, every time na meron tayong balita na merong money laundering, merong gustong sumubok na mga characters na kunin yung yaman ng mga Marcos, ay sila po talaga yan. Tignan natin, tuloy natin.
The amount of which was extremely huge. Mr. Pern said that the Hong Kong Monetary Authority has filed a special case. This case involves a large amount of gold trading. The
Ayan po kita nyo naman yung mga pirma.
Whistleblower has obtained evidence of a batch of 350 tons of
whistleblower. Yan yung sinasabi ni Attorney Harry Roque. Tingnan natin. Ulitin ko.
This case involves a large amount of gold trading. The whistleblower has obtained evidence of a batch of 350 tons of transactions and obtained information on 18 bank accounts of the Marcos family around the world, involving deposits of more than $100 billion. Imelda Marcos, wife of former President Marcos, authorized her housekeeper Indita to act as the seller through different shell companies to sell gold to several European and
legit
American companies from 2006 to 2011. The transactions were arranged by the private banking department of HSBC in Hong Kong, and the whereabouts of the cashed funds are unknown. More than 10 middlemen involved in the transaction came from the United States, Australia, Japan, South Korea.
Ayan, kita nyo. May mga affix dyan na mga notes and signatories. Ayan, Ferdinand Marcos. Ayan. Bank of Tokyo, Bank of Nigamoken, East Asia, ayan, National Bank.
Taiwan region and the Philippines. And Mr. Pern was one of them. According to Mr. Perm, the Marcos family has held a huge amount of gold since the 1990s, far
May seal pa, oh.
exceeding the normal commercial or personal holding scale, and has failed to provide proof of legal origin. The source of the gold is questionable, and there is sufficient reason to suspect that it is ill-gotten gains. According to Hong Kong's Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Terrorist Financing Ordinance, CAP 615, anyone handling large amounts of property must perform due
Oh, may conversation pa. Ayan, oh. Your tel number, bro, paying hard. Ayan, oh. 6399995, blah, blah, blah. Bro, Peng, please, no more asking again money from your son. May be angry to you and me. Hong Konger na Hong Konger, eh.
diligence obligations to ensure that the source of the property is legitimate. The family failed to fulfill this obligation.
Oh, 2017 itong conversation, oh. Totoo po yun yung kanyang sinasabi dahil as you can see, may mga document na, ayan, pinakita natin, di ba? Of course, ngayon, siya yung presidente. Talaga nga naman, siya yung in charge, siya yung batas, siya yung may kakayahang kumompas kung ganito, ganyan. Siya yung presidente, di ba? And in fact, nabalita ito, yung merong dalawang Pinoy na nahuli dito sa Hong Kong at ibinalita ko po ito, no, sa inyo nung nakaraang buwan. At ito po, gusto kong i-refresh lang natin yung ito at naiko-connect natin ito dito na naman sa Marcos ill-gotten wealth na ito. Panoorin natin to. Previously, on $10 billion in Hong Kong withdrawn. Okay.
Two Philippine nationals were arrested for trying to withdraw $10 billion at an HSBC branch with forged documents.
As we go into the details, dalawang Pilipino, isang abogado, isang babae. Yan, they were trying to withdraw 10 billion using documents. Kunwari, magpapatunay na sila ay nabigyan ng authorization letter or authorization to withdraw an amount. 5 sila lahat na involved dito. 2 Pilipino at 3 other nationals. Hindi po malayong mangyari yan with the ill-gotten wealth ng mga Marcoses. Kasi kung titignan natin, kasama ang Hong Kong. Tignan natin, review din natin yung sinabi nitong ni Cayetano.
$10 billion ang nanakaw nung panahon nila.
Sinubukan ni Marcos Jr. nung senator pa ata siya. Sinubukan nila yan nang makipag-meet doon sa isang Michael de Guzman.
Para pumabawi. Nakipagkita kay Michael de Guzman na isang bankero noong 1986 para pumabawi ang ilang Swiss accounts ng inyong pamilya.
Hindi ko alam kung bakit siya nandun.
Yes or
Pero,
no?
Yes or no?
Hindi kami...
Yes or no po?
Nandun siya, pero hindi tungkol dyan.
Tignan mo yung nandun siya, pero alam mo yun, guilty.
Hindi yan ang pinag-usapan.
Hindi yan ang pinag-usapan.
So, maybe
So,
no.
nagkita kayo na, ang tanong, ba't kayo magkita ng bankero?
Yeah, the answer to your question would be no.
Nakipagkita kayo kay Michael de Guzman, your answer is no.
Nakipagkita kami para mag-withdraw ng bangko sa set? No.
Ano yung dahilan ng pagkikita ninyo since you're...
Hindi ko alam, hindi ako kasama sa
Hindi ko alam. Senator pa yan, ha? How much more ngayong presidente. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, yung pagbisibisita niya or pagpunta-punta sa mga iba't ibang bahagi ng mundo nung kauupo niya, alam nyo na report ito ng website ng South China Morning Post. Isa pong lehitimong pahayagan, newspaper dito sa Hong Kong. So, hindi po ito fake news. Former First Lady Imelda Marcos allegedly signed a deal with a group of bounty hunters, ayan, dito sa Hong Kong. She signed documents authorizing businesswoman, ayan. The plan fell through when Chuk, ayan, and 3 other co-conspirators were arrested as they plotted to pay senior HSBC officials to help withdraw the Marcos money. Konfirmado, merong Marcos money. To cut the story short, itong mga nangyayari na ito ay hindi po nagkataon lamang or hindi po ito fake news. Kasi there were series as early as 1996. Meron na tayong balita nung kababalik ng mga Marcoses sa Pilipinas. Immediately, sinubukan nilang kunin yung kanilang mga yaman sa iba't ibang bahagi. And in fact, meron silang meeting with the Swiss banks. Ayan. Credit Suisse, Swiss Banking Corporation, para mabawi at makuha nila yung pera na itinago nila. So, hindi lang po yan. Nung 1996 po yan. And then, 2002, sinubukan ulit nila under Marcos Tiburcio Villamor Tan. Ganon din ang sistema nila. Magpapadala sila ng kanilang mga signatories. Halimbawa, Imelda Marcos would give yung signature, will give representative signature to the people, group of people para pumunta dito sa Hong Kong to withdraw the money on behalf of the Marcoses. Parang ganun ang ginagawa nila. But of course, magtataka kasi ang Hong Kong government bakit merong ganitong kalaking pera. Diba? Magtataka sila kasi this is subject to money laundering. That is the reason why may mga nahuhuli tayo. Ayan po. Dito, nahuli nga itong si Marcos Tiburcio Villamor na ito at ito po kasalukuyang nakakulong dito sa Hong Kong. Conviction, ayan, 4 years, ayan, 4 years na pagkakakulong. And then hindi pa sila nakontento. Ito naman, Marcos Billion Smith revived in fake US $5 billion the bank draft case. Ito naman ay 2018. So, if you read this from The Sun Hong Kong, ganun din ang balita dito. Yan, Marcos Billion Twistas. Si Martinez naman dito, co-accused na Elmer Sulaiman. So, the same scenario, the same situation. Iba-ibang tao nga lang ang pinapadala nila. HSBC pa rin ang involved dyan. Ganyan. That was 2018. Tapos, ito na yung 2025, yung pinakita natin a while ago. Ayan, may 2 Pinoy, 10 billion naman. Ganun din ang nangyari. 5 taong involved ang pumasok sa HSBC at nahuli yung 2 doon at iniimbestigahan. We don't know what is the update now, but the 2 were arrested on Feb 10. Ganun po. So, to cut the story short, yung sinasabi ni Attorney Harry Roque ay hindi po yun fake news.